That intro music is great.
Yes,
Look at this full house tonight.
We had bleeps and bloops in that Fire on the Mountain. How are we doing? We have the Grand Master with us, and we have young Ryan, and
Hi.
of course me and Travis, because this is what we do. I'm going to start off, instead of jumping into the show, I want you to pick a number, Grand Master, between 1 and 3. And I'm going to ask a question, and all 3 of you get to answer it.
Ooh.
2.
Where do you stand when singing Jerry tunes? All, some, none.
I feel like I don't have a right to even say how I feel about that because of my age and not seeing Jerry, but I don't have a problem with it because I don't know any better. Like, I really love everything that I see, and I feel blessed to even get what I get. So I understand the notion behind it. I understand why some people think that certain songs should be just Jerry. No one should keep singing it. But from someone who never got the opportunity to see Jerry, I like having the opportunity to see those songs.
You can't differentiate.
No.
There you go. What you got, T?
We kind of discussed it last night. I think some is the answer I go with, because there's some songs that it's not that they're untouchable, but it's just hard to not hear it his way. But there's other songs that, you know, to Katie's point, like I never thought I'd hear a Viola Lee blues, and the Forum in 19 was one of the greatest. They opened with it, they threw it in the middle, they opened the second set with a cold open of it. Like I was going, oh my God, this is amazing, you know, and was still like had those moments of like awesomeness because I never thought I'd see it. So it goes both ways. There's some songs, like we said, Terrapin's tough, Morning Dew's tough. There's some that are just hard that I guess it's more I prefer Jerry, but knowing that we'll never hear it, you take what you can get and appreciate that they're still making the music and that you can still hear the songs sung by most of the band and the guys that were there originally. So I'm on the some, but I definitely would never say never or none, because I don't think that's appropriate.
That cuts out a huge swath of the catalog.
Yeah, exactly.
What you got there, Ryan?
Yeah, I definitely think that eliminating songs from the catalog because, you know, they're Jerry songs or whatever is a bad idea in no matter who's in the band. You know, these songs are part of the Dead's repertoire. They're part of what this band is doing. And so whether Bobby or Mayer or O'Teal is singing them, I think they should be represented. And yes, it's not Jerry. It's not going to be as good as Jerry. That's not the point. Right. That's not really a fair comparison to be making either.
But you know who does it the best for me is O'Teal.
Yeah, so that was going to be my next point. O'Teal should be singing more songs, and it's ridiculous that he's not singing more songs.
Like the China Doll and the Fire that he does are fantastic.
And the High Time. He's saying
and
High Time tonight.
Time.
That was great.
So good. I mean, it's so good. Those are just, I mean, they are so good. So, yeah.
We heard part of the problem was that you can't have too many slow tunes, and most of what O'Teal sings are the slower tunes. So if Bobby's going to do a slow tune in the first set, you can't have O'Teal singing a slow tune right after it, because the band's like, you're putting the audience to sleep. What are you doing?
Yeah, but also I feel like there are so many amazing Jerry ballads in the Dead repertoire, and Bobby still sings 95% of them, I think, at this point. So I think
80.
And I think
because Mayer sings a couple, right?
Yeah, Mayer sings a couple.
Yeah,
give O'Teal more.
Give O'Teal more. It's true. And
I won't believe it or not.
I think one of the main things too is the way the set lists are constructed now too has a big thing to do with it, where it's not like it used to be, and you get like, you know, Jerry, Bobby, you know what I mean? It's split up now more, and
you could have 3 Jerry tunes in a row with 3 different people singing them.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think that's part of the fun now too, is the way the cassette lists are constructed. So
it does open it up. And it opened it up to a Cold Rain and Snow to open, which is 100-year-old tune that fucks, is all I got to say about that. I love it. Mayer owns it. He does a little bit different on the solo than Garcia would have. So he's like, this is my stamp.
But it's still one of my top. I mean, there's Eyes, there's Cold Rain and Snow. Like there's 3 or 4 songs that I love so much and will take any time I can get it. And I love that song. So, and to open with it is just one of those, like,
especially on a beach.
Right.
Reminding everyone, reminding everybody who lives, you know, in like the north end of the U.S., like what they're going home to tomorrow.
If you're in the Midwest, this is what you're looking forward to.
Yeah.
Yes,
We got
exactly.
Cassidy. We all love Cassidy, right?
Great
Right.
song. I love that song.
Cassidy.
All right, very good. I mean, it has a nice jam. My question is, why isn't Cassidy a second set song? It has the potential, you know.
I mean, with the way the set lists are constructed now, I wouldn't be surprised if we got it in the second set, but it's just one of those that with the original lineup, you're always used to hearing it in the first set. And it just always set up those first set songs so nicely. And it has, yes,
It was a great closer. Great closer.
Great closer, but the way the jam goes is it's just one of those kind of first set jams. Like, I don't know, it just has that feel to it.
The
where
jam
second set,
feel.
it is. And
I think it's good in the first set because it sort of lends into what it's going to become. It builds, and you need a builder in the first set, and it's Cassidy. So
great.
Yes, it was 526.93 came to play. It certainly was. And then we got the highlight, the first highlight of the set for me with the high time with O'Teal singing.
baby.
His eyes closed, he's singing, just playing the bass, feeling it. It's beautiful. You're just like, I want to run and jump in the ocean and sing.
Yep.
It was
And
good.
OTO
I
can
enjoyed
sing
it.
anything again. Like it's the same. Like I will say I've seen the last 2 nights, I guess, because we talked about last night with Mayer closing his eyes and kind of getting in the jams. I've seen them close their eyes more in the last 2 days than I feel like I have in the last 2 years, 3 years of them playing. So
Mayer's eyes are closed unless he's looking at Chimente, and then his eyes are open.
it's either exactly
get
him
there.
and Jeff making
We
eyes
will
at
get
each
there.
I have lots to say about Clementi.
I
There
can't
we
wait.
go. You know, I found out that I was pronouncing John Cipollina's name wrong, just as an aside. Apparently it's Cipollina. And I feel bad for 50 years I've been pronouncing
Kev,
his
if there's
name wrong.
one thing we know about you, it's the pronunciation is never right. So you're forgiven.
It's a thing with Baltimore, is what it is. All right, then we got Half Step. We saw the Goose people come out. Where's Rick? What's going on? Where's Rick? And I'm like,
That's just me bullshitting.
well, you're not all the Goose people.
Yeah, but I'm a
Chimente-
very prominent Goose person who is very loud about things like that.
There you
So-
go. And Chimente shined for me. His piano showed up several times tonight. They turned it up. I don't know if they turned it up, but it showed up in the mix so loud you could totally hear it. And I was just like,
The
again,
webcast director hates him.
right? MVP again, though. Travis, he gets the award. He's top of the fucking stack.
He was
for this
MVP
weekend.
night 1. Night 2, you could argue that it was until Watchtower, which he destroyed Watchtower, I thought. But around there, I thought night 2 was sort of a little bit more of a all-around MVP for everybody, kind of. But again, tonight he took it home again. Like he's just the gold standard, man. Like when that guy's on, everything sounds good.
he's so good.
He's been the longest tenured keyboard player with Bobby ever. The
Mhm.
rest of them all died off in the 80s and 90s, you know?
It's terrible to
gonna
say,
say.
but that's crazy. You know what it is? It's not having Jerry around.
Yep, there you
Different.
go. All right. Let me start with you, Ryan, on the wheel. What do you think of whatever
Whoa, you skipped Sugaree.
Oh, I skipped Sugaree. Damn it.
How could
Good
you?
call. I told you I had the 2 worst experiences I ever had at Dead shows were during
Okay,
Sugaree.
that's
so.
fair.
But go ahead, Travis. You take Sugaree.
Your post-traumatic Sugaree disorder.
I still have it. Yes.
Your PTSD there. It's fun song always just is what it is. But again, it's one of those kind of Jerry tunes too that is like distinctively, I always feel like his voice and his thing. So when you hear not him, it's just kind of one of those, okay, it's not Jerry, but it's serviceable and I'll not get through it, but I'll enjoy it for what it is.
What do you got, Ryan? I know you got something to say about it, or you wouldn't have brought it up. You would have just swept it under the rug.
Well, I mean, so I really love this song. I think Mayer does a great job on it. Honestly, you know, I made a controversial tweet about the tempo the other night. This one, this Sugaree was a little bit on the slow side, but I felt like it allowed them to open it up a little bit more.
I think that happens
know,
a lot.
Yes, but it didn't seem like a detriment to me in this. Sugaree's a song that, like, you know, when you play it super slow, there's a lot more space you know, to like for Mayer to take his time in the really extended guitar solo section. So I really enjoyed it.
Making the case for Slow and Co. with young Ryan.
Making the case for certain songs not being that bad played slow.
Played slow.
That bad.
What'd
All
you
right,
think,
all right,
Katie?
what do you got, Katie? What you got?
Yeah.
Come on, tell us.
No,
Tell
nothing.
us
I just I
about
hate when Ryan says this shit.
All right, where are you with the wheel breakdown? The weird song they stick in the wheel.
I love the wheel. This
But
was
Great
like
they
a
jam.
very
do that stay, or they do some old 50s tune in it.
It's odd. I mean, I like the wheel. The wheel, you know, like we
I
said,
like the
especially
wheel
coming out
like
of
the
drum
wheel.
space is like where you're kind of. It's again a weird place for it. Second to last song, first set. Interesting set choice there for sure to put it in there, but it works wherever. It's just one of those songs that coming out of space is like perfect, like chef's kiss when it comes out of space. So having it anywhere but that is kind of odd, but
It's an
you
odd
know.
place. I understand the placement, but it's such a beautiful long song. I feel like right before the last song, it builds up to it. I don't know.
My favorite in 76, they used to do Playin' Wheel Playin' to close the first set, and that was so perfect because Playin' dissolved into the wheel, came floating in, and then the wheel dissolved back out. And
I think that's the beauty of the wheel, really, is whatever you can dissolve into it is where its strength really lies, because it has that intro and that build.
it's
in
open.
It just
What is
so-
that? What is that, Ryan? What do we call that musically? The way the wheel starts in the beginning, that's just completely free form and open. Like it seems like you can land there from anywhere.
Yeah, it's just like a jam. I don't know. It's like that's why it comes so well out of space, because there's no real, you know, beginning to the song. It just kind of happens.
Right. On the album, I think it starts off with a Garcia note on the pedal steel. So it's just this weird thing out of what E-Power or whatever that an odd little place or whatever that little instrumental is before it. Anyway, there I go being dumb. New Speedway Boogie. The best
I'm
song.
so happy.
The best song the Dead added in the 90s. Go ahead, Ryan. Take it off.
When I heard the wheel jam going into this, I was like, yes, like very, very happy. I love this song. Very happy with it. And
it's one of my
great
favorite
first set clip.
lyrically, musically, like everything about it. There's a street in Venice called Speedway, and every time I go down it or see it, I always start singing that song. I'm like, New Speedway Boogie. Someday I got to steal the street sign because I love it so much. But it's just, it's perfect. I love it so much. It's one of those. And Out of the Wheel is great. It's fantastic.
Came to
Very
play. That's
a lot of venom.
It was a lot of
I
fun.
love
76 wheels are so good if you can overlook that Mickey was back in the band.
Thank you, Came to Play. Who is this guy? Do I know this guy? I like him.
That's okay. At the risk of being wrong, I think
We're
going
going to be canceled. What do you mean at the risk of being canceled? Oh man. All right, so that was set break. All right, like, subscribe. All summer, look for this Dead and Company thing. We're going to run with this all summer. We're going to be trying a lot of new stuff. Tomorrow night, Mike Finoya is going to be on the season 5 of Wook Plus Live starts tomorrow night. So strap in. We're going to have some huge episodes coming up. Bob Minkin. We have Reggie Scanlon from the Radiators coming on. So you get your beers, and that's going to be ugly. And Ryan, pick a number, whatever, 1 and 3, because she picked 2.
Let's go 3.
3. Do someone's motivations matter when they're playing music?
Oh, well, that was way out of left field. I was expecting it to be something related to the show.
It's related to the John Mayer interview in between sets
at break.
Oh, I didn't catch that. I was cleaning up from dinner. But I don't know. It depends on what the motivation is, I guess.
Oh, that's such a politically correct answer. What do you think, Grandmaster?
100% fucking does. Are you kidding? Yeah. If someone's an asshole, I don't like it. Like, I don't know. Like,
so it depends on the motivation.
No, but any motivation, like whatever you.
Your motivation is to spread joy.
But then that matters.
Then doesn't matter.
Okay, yeah, that's true. Okay.
What our motivation as listeners? Like if our motivation as what we're getting out of it, that also matters. Why are we getting so fucking philosophical on this episode?
I don't know.
I think that's a good point though, because I think even in Mayer's interviews last year, we talked about sharing the jams and not taking them for granted, like not taking them himself and like being able to like pass it on more. I feel like when that's your motivation, it's about that sharing and it's about that like everyone on stage gets their fair share and their own thing. I think it absolutely has something to do with it, and it comes from all angles. Like if your motivation tonight is to play a little evil, you get a little bit of that evilness in there. If there's motivation to play really loosey goosey, you kind of get that feeling throughout the show. So
And if
yeah,
there's
absolutely.
a motivation to collect the check, that's what you do.
Mail it
Which is
in.
not what I'm getting at all from this. It's just a general question that I thought of in my watching of the show. So let's get into set 2. Who wants to take the first tunes?
We all do.
I mean, China. How do you not?
Wait.
I mean,
Can we talk about the weird drum incident at the beginning of China?
Yes, let's talk about the drums.
do
They
it.
come up for the second set. Jay Lane is the only drummer on stage. And then, like, as they're getting into the China Cat jam, Billy and Mickey come on and swap them out. There was just
No
there was no
cowbell.
fanfare. There was nothing. Like
There was fanfare, 100%, because like
Twitter.
Mickey came out, the crowd cheered, and then Billy
didn't
came
hear
out,
the
and the
crowd.
crowd got even louder. And just like T was just saying, how they go about sharing the stage and sharing everything. I think that was more of the thought behind it. Like, okay, so like we're gonna we share. That's what we do. We're Dead and Company. Goose was up last night. That was their drums. Jay's already played in this, but he's gonna come and play again. And I think it's just sort of like, sharing the stage, sharing the wealth. It's our, it's our show. And I think it
And
was
that's
just sort of like I don't
That's
know.
what we heard Saturday. That's what we heard with Saturday with Mickey coming out for Fantasy. He was like, hey, let Jay get a little love.
Yeah.
And I
But
think
at least
I
Mickey
think
hopped
it's
back
like,
there on cowbell. I mean, we
think
could
it's
have
like
some
making
cowbell.
sure your backup goalie is ready to come in at any minute because you never know if they're
And then he
gonna
did.
make it through the show or like where we're going to be. So it's like Jay's just kind of always around.
We're
and,
batting
like,
1,000 tonight. Let's bring in the backup.
exactly.
I like how
Make
he
sure
started,
he's ready to go.
He started it really well. It was giving me like a psychedelic vibe in the beginning.
I
loved it.
thank you, quadraphonic bass pickup.
And-
I think 3 drummers would be better than 2.
Well,
You
I
either have
think-
1
I
or
think-
3. You got to have an odd number of drummers.
I think Katie's brought up a good point. Like maybe it was to fire up the tempo a little to get that song going a little bit at the beginning instead of like the slow pace of starting it out. Maybe it was Jay to get in there and like get it fired up and get it going and let Mickey and Billy finish taking a piss and do their thing and get on stage, when they needed to.
It
So
was
A little
more of a
high
70s
test.
vibe. It was good.
I'm
Yes.
seeing. Sorry, I'm not to interrupt our second set discussion, but I just saw they posted the set list on Twitter, and usually, when they change songs around or skip something, they get like whited out. But Birdsong was supposed to close the first set, and it did not get whited out in the picture.
you're right. I'm looking at it right now.
I'm sad about that omission.
Somebody text Matt.
So do you think that had something to do with Billy and Mickey not coming on to start the second set too? Like they had to they ripcorded out and didn't play
They
Birdsong as
played
the last
almost
song.
5 hours
I think we just
total
looked
with
too
the
much
set
into
break.
it.
I
I
mean,
think as fans, we look way too much into shit. They were talking at the end, and Bobby was probably like, "Nah," like. I don't
Yeah.
well, Bobby does like to do that a lot and be like, "Nah, we're not. No,
Yeah. I'm not
I'm
feeling
not
it.
feeling
I'm
it.
not feeling
He's
it.
like, no, John and Jeff, you guys are done for now. We're going to set break."
Maybe it goes to my Dark Star theory. He was like, we did Dark Star last night. We don't need to do Birdsong tonight.
There you go.
Maybe.
It's the same
There you go.
space.
There it is.
Oh.
Look at that producing skills. Look at the man backstage.
that.
Oh, wow.
And we had the swap in the encore.
And the swap in the encore, which we'll get to.
So I was right. I would have been right.
You would have
Yeah.
been from our last night.
You
call.
weren't.
Fuck me in the ass.
Billy pushed
damn it.
Mickey down the stairs.
So how does let me ask you this? How does the conversation go to say, hey, only Ben's coming out tonight? Or is it just
I don't know. Maybe Jeff just was like, I'll watch tonight.
right?
know.
I'm taking it easy. I
I
found
mean, they
this-
could have pulled something on the beach working out today too. You never
You never know. Yeah.
he might have met himself a nice girl at the resort. All right, so next up, He's Gone. My question to everybody with He's Gone is, if you're Mickey, what are you thinking when they play that song?
don't know.
I feel like
ask
at
me.
this point, it's been like almost
Enough
50
years to get
Like
through it,
I don't
yeah.
think he's really like
Even
you know.
registers.
honestly
Alright.
at this point probably not.
I
Tim
really
wants
like
to
this.
cut that out.
This He's Gone was like a hit and miss with me. I love that song so much. At the beginning, I wasn't sold on it. I was like, okay, it's okay. But then towards the second half of He's Gone, they got really jazzy with it. And I was kind of really grooving with that. And I wish they leaned more into the jazz side of that because I could feel it going that way. And they don't really do it that often. So that was really cool for me. I really enjoyed that.
And they
That's a good
slipped nicely into the vocal thing. I wish they sold it more. I wish they dug into it more. Like sometimes Garcia would get this low guttural thing. He'd be like, whoa, 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 you know, it was just, and it would shake the building when he did it. But it's cool that they try to replicate it.
It was good.
and play, and to that point about, you know, songs that they bring out and still play, like it's not one that got lost because of the history with it or whatever, and like it very easily could have been thrown away with that and come and been like, we're not playing that, but they keep it in there because it's one of those staples.
It could have disappeared at 76.
Yeah,
I mean, its heyday was really 72 to 74, right, Ryan?
Yes. Like
mean,
everything in
everything in the catalog that existed then, yes. Well, and something that didn't exist in the catalog then, but kind of did, is Help Slip Franklin's, because we always had the Slipknot jams popping up. But
which again, like we talked about last night, they played it straight. A lot of times you get these days, and even China Rider, they played straight, which they could have opened with China, not gone into Rider right away, played it later on in the set. They played it straight, then they played Help Slip Frank straight, which is cool. Like I'm all for it, but it, like we talked about last night, it seems like a lot of times it'll be like a Help and
Slip
then
drums
else,
and
Slip
Franklin
later on
shows,
into
right?
Franklin's or Franklin's at the end of the set or something. So
Or they
it's
open
cool
up
to
with
see.
Help Slip and dissolve into something else.
Right.
I thought that I tweeted during Slipknot that anybody who doubts Mayer's commitment to the vision and appreciation of the band.
That was during other one, I think.
Was it other one? All right.
Yeah.
Don't correct me.
Still good.
But the thought was there.
Regardless,
The thought was there. He just couldn't tweet it out in time.
At
was
that
what it was.
moment, yeah, it took me another 27 minutes or whatever to finally tweet that. But my point being is he just so honors what Garcia did, what the legacy of the band is. And if you have issues with him, listen to that. Really. I mean, we're all people. We all fuck up, move on, listen to the Slipknot.
He killed that, and it just got back together so seamlessly. They all came back together, and it was like so freaking. It was butter. It was great.
There are a bunch of other jam bands out there that could take a lesson with how to navigate back into a song to finish it off.
Right.
Smoothly, like that transition smoothly, and not rough it, force
Not
it
have the guitar player bust his
force
nut
it
like
back into
12 bars
gear.
early, you know.
Uh,
All right, so then we got drums with you. Talk about Ben. What do you think about? Did he do anything special?
he was playing drums. He was very happy playing drums. You know,
I loved it.
Potato Guy plays drums. Very
Right, he
excited.
had the whole set in front of him with the big round one. I don't know what the drums are, but he was.
I don't know what any of that is.
Right, he was feeling it. He was feeling it.
He's
Anybody
never
got
a
any
bad
other
time.
thoughts?
I love drums. Never a bad time for drums. What the fuck were they hitting? That like alien wearing a sombrero? What was
Skeleton,
that?
yeah.
Text
For it.
somebody.
They were doing that.
Find out.
Billy and Jeff were cracking up hitting that last night.
I didn't see the video last night. Only the audio.
Oh, I get
Yeah.
it. Mickey got mad that someone else was hitting the alien. That's
Yeah.
what happened to Jeff.
Unfortunately my Let Jeb Beam campaign did not work.
No, it did not.
No one's allowed near the beam except Mickey.
No, I know.
This isn't a good
rule.
spot.
Then
They were involved in this.
So then we got Space, and Space was again short. What is
Yeah.
up
Which night
with
was
that?
the
Or
one with
long,
Space, do you think?
depending on how you classify.
No, because
Space.
you know how I count it, Ryan. When Kreutzmann walks back on stage, it starts the song.
That's
They're
fair.
no longer playing Space. That's my delineation. And when he walked on, that other one ended up being 16, 17 minutes.
Yeah,
That was
it
great.
was amazing.
Why don't you take it? I know you got stuff to say about it.
I wasn't 100% sold on the way they were doing the other one for a while. Like, you know, I was saying to my dad who was in the room, and I also said it to you, Kev. But I was like, this jam is exceptional. Like, Clementi, on the vintage vibe. Like, yes, like the jazz, he's like pitch bending things. Like it was exceptional. But my thing, I'm like a, big 72 to 74 guy, obviously. And I live by the intro
The
thing.
bomb.
And so I thought they just kind of like eased into it and weren't going to do that.
So you
and
need
so I
to
was
call
kinda
O'Teal about that.
No, but then they did it. And so I was sold.
Did anybody catch the Slipknot lick? Mayer played it and then he looked over at Chimenti like, check me out. It was pretty odd.
That's funny.
I
Good
loved
for
it.
them.
The vibes were great. And they all matched. All the vibes matched. Like their tones were all pretty matching. And that was good. I like that.
I mean, for anybody who likes experimental fall apart, are they really playing the song anymore music? The other one from tonight is your thing. I mean, you never really knew if they were playing the song until Weir stepped up to the microphone.
That's true.
It's kind of like the beginning of Dark Star, how it gets that you never know where it is, and all of a sudden it's like
Your buddy's like, is this the other one yet? What the fuck's going on?
you're like, wait, where are we here? Yeah, exactly.
It's perfect. All right, Standing on the Moon. I got issues. Go ahead, Katie.
I don't have issues.
I got issues. I'm saying you go ahead. I got issues. That's
Tell
why
me
I'm
about your
throwing it to
issue
you.
before I say anything. I'm more interested in that.
My issue is there's a bunch of better tunes that could I mean, Days Between belonged there. Days Between belonged out of other one tonight. The Phantom Ships on Phantom Seas, and
I was surprised we never got a Lost Sailor Saint down there.
where was
either.
the Sailor Saint?
Yeah,
well,
like on the beach. I was
somebody's
They
like,
can't-
I'm not
they can't
going for
hit
the
every-
obvious.
Can't hit
yeah,
every mark.
exactly. Not going for the obvious, but
You'll get a
you know-
standing on the moon and you'll like it, and that's it.
And Standing on the
damn
Moon
it.
is one of those songs that's right there on that border of a Jerry song. You know what I mean? Because that song's brought me to tears. Like being there when Jerry's belting out, "I'd rather be with you," and I just am like sitting there watching him sing it with tears running down my face. Like, this is incredible. Like, it doesn't get any more emotional than that. So that's one of those songs that's always kind of borderline. I don't like hearing other people sing it because I have such an emotional connection to seeing him sing it. So
Fucking emotions.
what it is.
Fucking damn it.
But it was good. I was at first I was like iffy about where that being placed there, but then when they went into Not Fade Away, I was like, all right, I'm happy again.
I think that Mayer embraces the solo on it. He gets that 89, 90, like he always does. He can hone in on a couple years of Garcia, pull that tone off, or he can decide to do his own thing, like we talked about with Watchtower last night. But then we get Not Fade Away, like you said, Katie, with Buddy Holly with a Bo Diddley beat. How can you go wrong? Even if it's a little slower than it used to be.
It's always so fun though, and as a closer, you get the crowd clapping and chanting it, and it's just one of those moments that it's the Dead. It's
great.
it's what it is. It's just fantastic. You always love it.
That's great. Even though
It's
they
a great
couldn't
way to
clap
end.
together, the whole crowd could not clap
Yeah.
together. They were obviously
No.
not having
They
it.
don't know how to clap
it was
on beat, but
That's
Hey,
what
it's hard to
happens
clap.
when
It's hard to clap in the sand, okay?
right. And it's hard
Oh,
to
yeah.
clap when there's open bar, when you pay for it up front.
Four
that's all
margaritas
there.
deep, you're not clapping very well.
No. And it's an afternoon show, so you started drinking at lunch, All right,
Okay.
so then we go to the encore. Make sure you like, subscribe, ring the bell. Please follow us. Comment if you're watching this after and you aren't in the live chat. Next time, if you go on Twitter, Instagram at Wook Plus, you can know when the latest shows are coming up, or head over to our website, wookplus.com. We got all kinds of content. Let's get into the encore.
Wow.
U.S. Blues. We got Green Onions. It sounds like Green Onions to me. Like they
That's
totally
what it was. Oh
grafted-
my god, I was driving myself insane trying to figure out what Chimenti kept doing.
It's like, why are you doing a mashup on us?
I'm okay with it.
Right.
I'm okay. It's fun.
I love green onions.
It's
I
fun
know.
though, because again, that song is always just sort of like what you're gonna get, right? It's like One More Saturday Night. It's like in that spot of an encore, like yay, like it's just a fun tune, and you usually know you're getting something else with it, right? So that's what makes it always serviceable and fun too. Is there's usually these days, especially something coming after it, which
And
this was great.
We got two more things.
Yep.
And I know I talked to Katie about this, Ryan, T. We've all talked about the Sunshine Daydream inevitability coming up. It's a great placement, right, Katie?
I love Sunshine Daydream, but that's just a typical thing for me to say. Like, it's just
It's
so
so
good.
fun, though. It's such a happy tune. I
Fun.
mean,
Oh, that's all I have to say about it. I just love it.
all right. What do you have to say about Broke Down? Were you crying?
Oh yeah. But that's the point of that song. That's why that was there, is to make
You
everyone
think about
there
your mama? Make you think about
cry.
your mama.
Well, yeah, make you think about everything, and that this is, their farewell, and there's a lot to think about there, and it was a great placement. Everyone cried and hugged, I'm sure.
And I tell you what, you just set me up for the final question that I'm going to get, and T's going to go first. How does knowing this is the final hurrah play into the abandon we seem to be getting from the band?
What do you mean the abandon?
That they know there's an end date. They know there's an expiration. There's a shelf life. This is all the time we have to do everything we ever wanted to do with Dead and Company.
Yeah, I think, well, first of all, I wonder why they switched the two, because I guess you can't go out of Broke Down when you bring everybody down to then bring everybody back up with Sunshine Daydream. So it kind of works out that you kind of have to go US Blues, Sunshine Daydream, and then kill us all with Broke Down and the emotions. So I guess that's why you would do that. But yeah, I think to your point, it's all finite, right? Like, this is it, we're done. So that's what we were saying last night, is you got to take it all as it's all special now. It's all a moment in time that you're not going to get to see it again. So you need to just enjoy what they're giving you and be thankful for it. And I think to them, hopefully that reflects in tour, and they try a few things that maybe they've always wanted to try, or do a couple things that they've always wanted to do.
So do we end up getting new songs? Because I've heard that we aren't getting any new songs, because why bother to learn a whole new set of songs? But let's say if they did do new songs, I want Sitting on Top of the World. What would your call be?
That's
tough.
I don't know what they haven't played. That's the thing.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, maybe something old. Like, have they played like
more Cryptical Envelopment?
Right, there you go.
Like they've played but
I don't know. That might be further, because that's a Phil kind of thing to do.
True.
I think more than a Dead and Company.
Yeah. I love Cryptical.
I'm happy with what they've done, what they've got. I think that the whole span of Dead and Company is perfect in what it is, and I don't to mess with it in the last year. It's like bottom of the ninth. Why are you gonna fucking change everything? There's no reason to. They did what they meant to do, and I'm very happy that we're getting the last run. And I'm gonna be at every freaking show I can go to. I'm gonna quit my job.
And Kevin and I will be here after every show, recapping them the whole time, except for the ones that I'll be at. But even then, I'll try and call in from the road and from places. But I think it's gonna be special. I think this tour, I think it's only gonna get better. I think they're off for until May now. I think Bobby's still playing between now and then, but the band as a whole is off until
Bobby is March. Yeah, I think Bobby and March is Wolf Brothers.
Yeah, so there'll be that. But I think, I think mid-tour is going to be special. I think once they hit their stride in mid-tour, it's going to be something that's going to be awesome to see them finally. And Mayer with his new guitar, really fiddling with it. And I doubt he's going to put it down until they play again. So he's probably just going to
get some work. It's going to get some work this summer. Head over to deadandcompany.com, get your tickets, and make sure you tune in, like, subscribe, everything else. Go ahead, Tim, bring the music up. Like, subscribe, ring that bell. Love you.
Thanks, guys. Thanks Ryder. Thanks, Rich.